The financing of terrorism and money laundering are serious crimes that have led major Western economies to rethink and examine their financial systems. Heads of governments around the world have generally shown a level of cooperation in the fight against money laundering and the financing of terrorism, and John Mahama's personal role in what is reported to be the biggest international bribery scandal puts the former president in a corrupt class of its own. The story begins with his swearing of the oath of office in 2009. Shortly after being named vice president of Ghana, John Mahama began talking to Airbus, a multinational company, about huge financial kickbacks in aircraft purchasing contracts. It was not his brother's deal initially. He introduced his brother to the deal only to collect the bribe cash on his behalf. We do not know what it is about John Mahama and aircraft. Another brother, brought after John Mahama became vice president, again following the death of President Atta Mills in 2012, a more empowered Mahama continued with the Airbus bribery negotiations when he became president, and even attempted to procure 3 more. He only stopped working on them when Airbus refused to pay an additional $1.8 million, $1.8 million, which his brother Samuel Adam Mahama was demanding as arrears in bribe. Now, bribe also arrears. The late President Mills, according to his close allies, had launched investigations into an earlier Brazilian aircraft deal involving his vice president John Mahama, shortly before his health quickly deteriorated, leading to his death. Biggest global bribery scandal. But while the Brazilian aircraft deal has not received international exposure for its corruption, the Airbus bribery affair stands out in a crime that has been dubbed the biggest global bribery scandal. The criminal activity was carefully orchestrated during a 6-year period under the NDC, and at all material times in these 6 years, candidate Mahama was at the helm. Details of the corrupt Airbus deal were made public early 2020 when Mahama was identified in the United Kingdom's Crown Court documents as Government Official 1. Investigations spanning several years and continents led to a conclusion by fact finders from the United Kingdom, the United States, and France that Airbus executives who had worked with the former president had confessed to paying bribes through his brother Samuel Adam Mahama. Airbus was eventually found guilty by a high court in London and fined $4 billion in penalties. It is Ghana's share of these $4 billion penalties that President Akufo-Addo is pursuing in order to get back some of the money for our country, which we can then use to fund free SHS and fund roads and fund interchanges and do things that are worthwhile for the Republic of Ghana. The company, in light of fraudulent financial records, also admitted to paying huge bribes to government officials in Sri Lanka, Indonesia, and Malaysia, using family members of top officials to secure huge aircraft contracts. It is clear that the payment of government officials through relations was a model used by Airbus. Ghana's case, however, has attracted greater international curiosity, as it was the only country where the bribery was organized at the highest level and directly through the office of its then president, John Dramani Mahama, from Bole in the Savannah region of the Republic of Ghana. Ghana's case, however, has attracted greater international curiosity. Let me repeat that. Because it was the only country amongst all these other countries I have mentioned where the bribery took place, was organized at the highest level and directly through the office of its president. That president, for the avoidance of doubt, being John Dramani Mahama, son of E.A. Mahama from Bole in the Savannah region of the in the Savannah region of the Republic of Ghana. The bribes, valued at 5 million euros, and organized through his younger brother Samuel Adam Mahama, serving as an agent, were paid until 2015. We appreciate the extensive investigative work of our anti-corruption partners in the United States, France, and the United Kingdom. We also hope that in recognition of the fact that the Ghanaian taxpayer is more a victim than the Western nations mentioned, we may see a fair share of the restitution issued. We have confidence in the ability of our president, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, to get Ghana a share of these fines. Ghana's share of the fines recovered, as I have said, may also be used to enhance the capabilities of Ghana's anti-corruption and law enforcement agencies. According to court documents from 2008 to 2015, Airbus engaged in a scheme to pay bribes to decision makers and government officials in several countries, including Ghana, to obtain improper business advantages. While the court documents do not directly list names of those involved in the case, investigative reporting has been able to definitively determine the names of individual 5 as Samuel Mahama, Adam Mahama, and government official 1, government official Bakope, as President John Dramani Mahama. The court documents note that contact between Airbus and the government of Ghana about aircraft sales began in June 2009, following an expression of interest by the government of Ghana. By August 2009, Airbus employee 15, senior Airbus SMO International, reported that he was in touch with government official 1 and his team. Paragraph 175, Regina versus Airbus SC UK High Court. All of these things I'm saying, I'm quoting court documents, established fact, not doctored tapes. Therefore, according to official court documents, candidate Mahama and former President Mahama, all one person, was in contact with Airbus a mere 7 months after being sworn into office as Vice President of Ghana. He started negotiating the deal himself before his brother was officially introduced to it, according to the court records. In any event, isn't it curious that a former president is accused directly in international courts of bribery, and to this day he makes no effort at all to challenge those decisions or even to refute them? Official court documents make it clear that the company used as conduit was established in Ghana on December 7, 2009 in the UK, and also in the UK in February the following year, that's 2010, with the same name to serve as an intermediary to receive the bribes. The company, Didum Limited, was jointly owned by Samuel Adam Mahama, known as Individual 5 or Intermediary 5 in the court documents, and Philip Middlemas. Neither the company nor the directors had any previous experience dealing in this industry and were complete novices, according to the Suffolk Crown Court, Criminal Division of the UK High Court ruling. Now, when you go to seek a job, why, the first question that we ask around here and everywhere in the world Is it not about experience? Have you done this job before? It's a basic question that everybody asks. And then you take your brother to go and serve as an intermediary between Ghana and Airbus, who has never had any experience at all in Airbus or even aircraft transactions. Isn't that curious? When this was flagged up, the deception and corruption were further intensified by bringing in a Spanish company to front for bribe payments. The document states, and I quote, "The third party selected was a Spanish company, Intermediary 8, a pre-existing Airbus BP. Airbus employees agreed to deliberately circumvent the proper compliance process by falsely representing that the work in respect of the first campaign had been done by this company, who could in turn then make the money available to Intermediary 5 and others. Intermediary 8 had no previous links or experience of working in Ghana for any Airbus entity," unquote. This is paragraph 191 in the Regina versus Airbus case. Former President Mahama's fingerprints are all over this corruption scandal, and indeed it has been noted that on several occasions he was blind copied into emails to various ministries in order to speed up the process. How cheap and embarrassing for an international firm dealing with a ministry blind copy a whole vice president or president in emails. The only reason is that former President Mahama, candidate Mahama now, had a personal interest in the transaction and wanted to be fully informed, but without exposing to himself to his own subordinates. One such court document reads, and I quote, "On March 7, 2014, Airbus employee 16 emailed the Ghanaian Ministry of Defense, raising concerns about the lack of progress and requesting urgent action. Airbus employee 16 blind copied government official 1 and intermediary 5. Paragraph 205, Regina versus Airbus. Another one referring to the Ministry of Finance reads, and I quote, "On October 6, 2014, Airbus employee 16 emailed the Ghanaian Ministry of Finance with a broad overview of events thus far and saying it was urgent for the government to finalize the negotiation. Intermediary 5, government official 1, and another government official were blind copied into the email." Paragraph 206, Regina versus Airbus. Between 2009 and 2015, Airbus bribed Samuel Adam Mahama with approximately €4 million to induce his brother, former President Mahama, to use Ghanaian taxpayer dollars to buy Airbus aircraft, including 3 C-295 military transport aircraft. The UK court's judgment reads, and I quote again, "Between March 2012 and February 2014, Airbus paid Intermediary 8 a total of £3,909,756, a sum in excess of the agreed commission amount as per the ECA declaration. Between April 10, 2012 and 31st July 2013, Intermediary 8 paid £3,850,115 to Company D. Intermediary 8 retained £60,000, unquote. Paragraph 196, Regina versus Airbus.